All right, for age 11, your first scale will be C major, and you can refer to earlier levels and ages for the exact fingering. But at this point, you need to be able to play it at least eighth note equals 60, quarter note equals 60, on the metronome, and eighth notes. Now, you can still do it hands together or separately, but I encourage you to start playing them together. And as you do that, think about the fact that third fingers play at the same time. And on that second octave, thumbs play together. Now, when you do the chord inversions, there's something you need to think about that we haven't talked about before. When the chord is in root position, this is technically called, if it's a 1 chord we're playing, as in this case, it's a 1, 5, 3, because you have an interval of a fifth above the root and an interval of a third, a 1, 5, 3 chord. You want to guess what the first inversion would be? This is still a 1 chord in inversion, so it's a 1, 6, 3, a 1, 6, 3 chord. It's the full name for a first inversion. And the second inversion is a 1, 6, 4 chord. Now that's important because we're going to do something new. The chord inversions will be the same as before, where you spell it aloud, hands together in root position. C, E, G spells the root position 1 chord, or tonic. Then if you want, you can invert hands separately, but go ahead and try to do it hands together. Being very careful about the fingering. When it's in root position, 3's in the middle of both hands. 1, 3, 5. But in first inversion, it's 2 in the middle in the right hand and 3 in the middle in the left hand. In second inversion, it's 3 in the middle in the right hand, 2 in the middle in the left hand. So be real careful with that. Then you do F, A, C spells the root position 4 chord, or subdominant. Remember, you want to spell these at home aloud as you practice. G, B, D spells the root position 5 chord, or dominant. Now here's what's new. It would be G, B, D, F. We're using fingers 1, 2, 3, 5. Lower 3 and 5. Down for the 1, 6, 4. Alright, the cadence will be the same as before, and if you want to go ahead and start doing them hands together, that's awesome. You definitely should be pedaling by now. A real clean, legato, syncopated pedaling. Arpeggios are still crossovers, but I would hope it's getting much more fluid now. It'd be G, B, D, F. We're using fingers 1, 2, 3, 5. Lower 3 and 5. Down for the 1, 6, 4. Alright, the cadence will be the same as before, and if you want to go ahead and start doing them hands together, that's awesome. You definitely should be pedaling by now. A real clean, legato, syncopated pedaling. Arpeggios are still crossovers, but I would hope it's getting much more fluid now. Now, in the intervals, you're not only going to give the quantity, like this here to here is a fifth, you're also going to give the quality. It's pretty easy to remember this. The perfect intervals will be 1, 4, 5, and 8. I think it helps to see this written down. So perfect intervals, we'll just write a P. So for the major scales, your 1, 4, 5, and 8, you're going to say perfect fourth, or perfect fifth, perfect eighth. For 2, 3, 6, 7, you'll say major second, major third, major sixth. So this would go for C major. C to C is a perfect prime, or unison. C to D is a major second. C to E is a major third. C to F is a perfect fourth. C to G is a perfect fifth. C to A is a major sixth. C to B is a major seventh. And C to C is an eighth or octave. And that's the whole regime for C major, age 11.